Come geek out with us on the Rock Nerd Radio Show.
Hi, I'm Dan, and welcome back to the Rock Nerd Radio Show. You know, I did a video a couple days ago highlighting my time at San Diego Comic-Con back in 2009, and I'm not the kind of person who normally does like a reveal video where I talk about the reveals of things, but enough stuff came out from San Diego Comic-Con 2023 in terms of Marvel Legends that I kind of wanted to talk about them. So let's get into some of the reveals. I'm not going to spend too much time on every figure. Some I'll talk more about than others, but you'll see as we go. So one of the first things they talked about, or that I saw revealed, was that there is a Marvel Knights wave coming out. And the first figure from that wave that I'm super excited for is this new Daredevil. This Daredevil is based on his appearance in the current run of Daredevil. I'm really loving that run of Daredevil. Very happy to get this Daredevil into Marvel Legends form. I think he's going to look great next to the Elektra figure that is coming out. And although it's not pictured here in any of these pictures you're about to see, he does not come with the Build-A-Figure piece, which I was a little surprised about. There's another character in this wave who I thought would be considered the quote-unquote anchor character. So to see Daredevil being considered, in my opinion, the anchor character and not having a BAF piece, I'm kind of surprised by it, but we'll talk about that more as we go. But as I said, love this Daredevil, love the look. Really looking forward to getting my hands on this one. After that, we have Clea, who is the wife of Doctor Strange. This figure was very unexpected for me, even though she did pop up in the end of Multiverse of Madness. Seeing this is pretty cool, and, you know, I'm kind of in a spot where I'm considering cutting back in certain areas of Marvel Legends. X-Men are my favorite part of Marvel Legends. I buy just about all of them. More on that later. I buy street-level stuff, but the street-level stuff kind of mixes into supernatural stuff with me because, you know, I consider Ghost Rider someone who might be like a street-level hero, but again, very supernatural. And I like Doctor Strange. I don't have a lot of supernatural representation on my Marvel Legends display, so I will be adding Clea to the shelf because it'll be cool to have her next to Doctor Strange. I think that'll look very good. After that, this is the figure that I'm truly annoyed about. We have a new Iron Man coming out. I guess this is based on his appearance in the Midnight Suns video game. And while the armor looks cool, this Iron Man comes with a Build-A-Figure piece. I'm kind of shocked by that because in some recent waves, the Iron Man figure hasn't had a Build-A-Figure piece. You know, I guess he's that character who's included in just about every wave, either him or Captain America, right? In any, like, kind of non-X-Men Spider-Man wave. And honestly, if he didn't come with the Build-A-Figure piece, I would have skipped him entirely. You know, Legends are at the point where I don't like buying figures just for the Build-A-Figure part. I am with this Iron Man because I want the Build-A-Figure and I don't want to try to have to hunt down the extra piece. But, you know, he's someone who, honestly, I'm probably going to sell very quickly after getting the figure. You know, I might play around with him, see if I like him, see if he's cool. But honestly, from the picture, I'm not really feeling it. I haven't played the Midnight Suns video game, so I can't tell you anything extra about this costume. One thing I did leave out is this wave will see the return of the window packaging, so you'll be able to tell the figure that you're buying. You'll be able to see if it's been swapped out. I'm so glad they're going back to that. I'm not trying to sound like someone who hates the environment or anything. I don't like the uncertainty of knowing if you're buying the right figure or not. After that, we have a classic Luke Cage Power Man figure coming out. I'm definitely picking this up. I am a little bit annoyed that there's not an Iron Fist in this wave to go along with him. There is a spot in this wave that I think Iron Fist could have filled a little better than a different character. Iron Man being one of them, but there is another character I'll be talking about as we go. And you know, I think I'd rather have this on my shelf, on my street level shelf, than the more modernized version of Luke Cage who came in that Amazon 4-pack. I don't know if I'll be getting rid of either one, but we'll see. Time will tell. I really want a classic Iron Fist to go with him. This does look very cool. I am a little afraid, not to keep talking about Iron Fist, but I am a little afraid that at some point they'll just re-release him in a 2-pack with a classic Iron Fist, and then you're double dipping on the figure, and I hate having to do that. But this figure looks great. The chain belt looks good. Interchangeable hands look great. He's even got the tiara. I'm 100% on board for this figure. After that, we are getting a new Blade figure, and he looks really cool with the exception of the unsleeved arms part. It almost looks like they get really skinny very quickly. But overall, this is like my preferred look of Blade. It is very much how he looked in the movies. It is how I remember Blade looking when I first found out who the character was. So I'm definitely picking this up. Interchangeable hands, swords, boomerangs, stakes. He looks really cool. I do have that more modern one on my shelf now from the Netflix Man-Thing Build-A-Figure wave. And, I feel like I can easily replace the old one with this one. I love the jacket. I think he's going to look really good on a shelf. So, very excited for Blade. That brings us to the Fist Ninja. This isn't a hand ninja. This is a Fist Ninja, which is what Daredevil is leading in this current run of his comic. This is a figure that, let's be honest, it's a quick and easy repaint of a hand ninja. You get the cool hooded skull head, which is neat. You have less weapons than the original hand ninja came with, and it looks okay. This is a spot where, rather than getting this ninja, because I'm not going to true build this ninja, I'm going to be honest. The hand ninja had that bonus Stiltman stilts, so you could make a very tall Stiltman if you kept buying hand ninjas, like I have. But he just comes with the Build-A-Figure, I think, arm. And what am I going to do with a bunch of extra arms? I don't know. So this figure to me is kind of just, I would have rather have seen a classic Iron Fist in there. But he's coming, so, I'm getting him. He'll look fine. I don't even know if I'll necessarily distinguish him from the hand ninjas. He might just be on the shelf with the hand ninjas. The different color, you could say he's like the leader of the hand ninjas. I know full well he is a fist ninja, but still, if you ever wanted to, for your action figure photography or whatever, just make up a backstory. There you have it. The next figure, I am so excited about this. I talked about her in my San Diego Comic-Con 2009 video that I put up the other day. This is a Lady Bullseye figure, and in 2009, when I was at San Diego Comic-Con, the Hasbro team had a bunch. This was kind of when Legends were on a lull in 2009, and they had a bunch of action figures that you could vote on to get made, and they'd be made in various 2-packs. And seeing Lady Bullseye, that was, I think, my number 2 pick. I think the first was Warpath, and then the following was Lady Bullseye. And we never got a figure of her, and I was kind of commiserating in my San Diego Comic-Con 2009 video about how I never got this figure, and I would love to still get this figure, even though you don't see her quite as much in the comics anymore. And on Friday, after the Legends panel, I wasn't home, so I wasn't kind of watching everything as it was going on. A friend of mine texted me and said, "You made Lady Bullseye happen." So I was so stoked to see that. Can't wait to get my hands on this figure. Love that she comes with interchangeable hands, multiple weapons. That's awesome. She's going to have so many display options. I'm so excited for this one. And that brings us to the Build-A-Figure, which is a mindless one. And this is, these are inhabitants of the Dark Dimension where Dormammu hangs out. And man, I'm getting the whole wave to have a mindless one. I would love to have 2 mindless ones, maybe even 3, because they are just like a horde of, mindless ones. I'm really looking forward to this. I think it'd be really cool. It wouldn't surprise me if somewhere down the road we get like a slightly different style mindless one in some kind of deluxe packaging, or even like a 2-pack with some other character, maybe Nightmare. We could use a Nightmare figure. So I'm getting the whole wave for this. Part of me wants to track down a loose one after the whole wave has been out, but I'm really digging the mindless one. That brings us to the only bit of Spider-Man related stuff that they showed at San Diego, and this is the Smythe and Peter Parker animated VHS style packaging box set. This is a cool set because first off, I feel like this was the costume this was like Peter Parker's secondary costume in the animated series from the 90s. I feel like this wasn't the one we saw him in the most. It is the one I like the most. But this Peter Parker figure looks cool. He comes with a camera accessory, interchangeable hands, which you'll see in just a moment. But Smythe is the real draw for me here. And although I kind of feel like I'm almost tapped out on Spider-Man villains that I need, Smythe is one that I would like to have. When the animated series figures first came out, for Christmas one year, my parents got me, and I'll never forget this, the Hobgoblin from that series, the big Hobgoblin wing glider from that series, and Smythe. And I didn't know who Smythe was at the time. My knowledge of some of the more obscure Spider-Man rogues didn't go that deep. So, I only kind of knew him in the show, and I kept waiting for him to look like the action figure that I had. And when that happened, I was very excited. So seeing this figure is such a callback to my childhood and how much I enjoyed that character that I have to buy this set. This is going to be very cool for me. I'm definitely picking it up. I'm glad that it doesn't appear to be cel-shaded. I don't know if the Spider-Man VHS figures are cel-shaded or not, but it doesn't look like, from what I'm seeing, that this Smythe is cel-shaded. So I'm very happy to have it. Really buying it for Smythe. I'll hold on to that Peter Parker. It's a cool Peter Parker to have. But really excited for that figure, or that set. And that brings us to the X-Men figures for the upcoming X-Men 97 cartoon. And not much to say about this Gambit. This looks very much like the Gambit that we've gotten a couple times already. We had a single card one and then a vintage card one. This looks just like it to me with a different head. Easy pass for me. How many Gambits do I really need? And same with that Rogue. She looks just like the Rogue. Maybe the boots are a little different. I think the green lines are sculpted on rather than floating on the figure. But she just looks a little to me, so easy pass for me. The Storm looks cool. I like the new head sculpt, but there's something about that face sculpt that isn't really wowing me. And as much as I love the X-Men, you heard me say they're one of my main kind of focuses on Marvel Legends. I don't think I need to focus on a cartoon version of all the X-Men. So while this looks neat, I think I'm probably passing up the Storm. And that brings us to this Bishop. I know the first Bishop from, I think, the Sauron wave was kind of hard to get. I have him, so I was never really missing him. I think this will fill some people's holes in their collection. I don't think I need it for my own. The short hair, the shorter hair on the head sculpt is neat. I could see getting this for like a later era Bishop kind of thing, if that's your jam, or even if you took it and put it on a different figure, it kind of made a custom Bishop for later eras like Extreme X-Men or something. But I don't think I need this Bishop, so again, I think it's a bit of a pass. Wolverine is up next. I'm torn on this one. He looks kind of neat. He also looks very yellow and very cartoony, so I don't know if I'm going to be buying this. Again, I don't think I need things specifically for the cartoon. I try to buy just comic-related material. So he's neat. I don't know if I need him. However, this Magneto looks fantastic. I will say he is on a pinless body. Not that that's a deal breaker for me. It's cool to see, but he looks a little bigger than that Family Matters 3-pack Magneto. So I'm kind of digging it. The one thing that I'm scratching my head about, and I haven't gone back to watch the cartoon yet, I feel like in the cartoon Magneto had purple gloves. I don't think he had red hands. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is how he's looking in the animation for the new series. But I like Magneto to have the purple hands. So if I pick this up, I'll probably just end up putting in some of the other Magneto hands that I have from the Family Matters 3-pack, to have the purple gloved hands. It does look pretty cool. This looks like it could fit in with my regular Marvel Legends display. The cape looks like it might be molded on as opposed to floating, which I kind of dig too, because then it's on him and for all your posing. And if nothing else, I might pop the head off and put the that unmasked, unhelmeted Magneto head from a few years ago on. Or I know a lot of people use the Old Man Hawkeye head. I have one of those around too that I could put on to have a helmetless Magneto. It doesn't look bad. Out of all the X-Men animated figures, this is probably the one I'm picking up right away without any hesitation. And that brings us to some of the things that they don't have high-res images for, but people saw them in the cases. They talked about them at the panel, and the first is Vision. He appears to be on the Vulcan buck, a little bulkier than what I was thinking we would get, but it is a good classic Vision. He'll probably end up replacing the vintage card Vision that I still have on my shelf right now. He's not bad. He looks really good, actually. He seems a little more muscular than what I'm kind of used to Vision looking like, but I think he'll look good. So I'm probably picking him up. We also got a Power Princess from the Squadron Supreme. I didn't buy any of those figures, so she's an easy pass. Don't have much to say about this one. Vance Astro, Justice from the New Warriors. We're getting a figure of him. I am building that New Warriors team. I don't know if I really want to continue with it. Like, he kind of puts a good bit of a cap on it. You know, I don't know if we'll get Namorita and things like that. Maybe we will. So I'm kind of, when he goes up for pre-order, I don't know if I'll buy him. I'm assuming he'll be in a wave. I'm assuming Vision and Power Princess are also in the same wave as him. I'm not 100% sure. They did show a couple new movie figures, and I don't really buy the MCU stuff, so I don't even have all the info in front of me. I just have the pictures. We have a Mark II Iron Man, a Black Widow, as I think she appeared in Iron Man 2, and a Bruce Banner from one of the movies. I don't even know which one. I can skip all of them. If the MCU was your jam and you want all the appearances of these characters, great, go for it. For me, I can skip them. But this last figure that I'm going to talk about is an interesting one. We are getting a Crystar figure, and a couple things on here look really cool. First off, this is a property that Marvel licensed, is my understanding. You know, he is an obscure character. It's cool to see that they're branching out with Legends and making these, like, kind of obscure things. I know a friend of mine is hoping for Rom. If we can get Rom the Space Knight, hell, I'd buy Rom the Space Knight. I don't know if I'm going to be buying Crystar, but he does look very cool. You know, he looks like a Crystal Man, like, as he should. It is very neat. One thing I noticed is that his shield doesn't appear to have a clip on it. It looks like there's a strap that is holding on, that his hand is holding on to, and I really hope they're starting to go that route. You know, the clip shield thing, it always scares me that those clips are going to break. As a matter of fact, I just got the new Commander Rogers, and the clip on that one is so small that I can only fit it around his wrist if it's moved a certain way, and I'm worried that thing's going to break, and I'm bummed about that, because that's a translucent shield that looks really cool. So I'm hoping that we move away from clip shields and start doing some kind of strap for the hands to hold that goes over their arm. That would be such a better way. But this does look like a cool figure. His sword looks on point, and even there's detail in the face that looks very cool. It's subtle. It's a little hard to see because he's a translucent figure, but this looks really cool. Now, I don't know if I'm going to necessarily buy it for my shelf, but it does look cool. I know people who are very excited for it, and if you are excited, hey, good. I hope you enjoy it. Well, that wraps up everything I have to say for the Marvel reveals at San Diego Comic-Con. If I missed something, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you're most excited for. And until next time, I've been Dan. You've all been pretty awesome. And until next time, I've been Dan. You've been pretty awesome. See you around.
Come geek out with us on the Rock Nerd Radio Show.